Hey guys, this is part 3 of my clicker series. In the previous video, I made a turnaround for my clicker design. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2, you should check them out, and I'll leave links to the videos in the description. In this video, I'll be breaking apart my design so I can turn it into a puppet, then coloring it in. Before I talk about what I did, I want to do a quick shout out to DrawnSean. His video series on making a puppet in Toon Boom were very helpful, and I consulted it throughout the series. I'll leave a link to it below for anyone who's interested. The first step I did was create all the layers for my character's body parts. Next, I started breaking apart my front view pose, making sure to do that in the line art layer only, which is really important. I'm going to make a video going into further detail about why it's important, but the short answer is, it creates more options when adding shading or effects that you want to be under your line art only. I continued the process of breaking my design apart for the rest of the poses. At this point, I start adding extra mouth poses. Open wide mouth and close. To add mouths, I use drawing substitutions. If you go to the library in Toon Boom, you'll see all of the frames you've drawn in a selected layer. If you drag the slider all the way to the left, it'll turn blank and you can add a new drawing. That's how I'm adding extra mouth poses. Just make sure to remember the number of your original mouth so you can switch it back to the right one at the end. Another thing I'm doing is creating a sketch layer so I can draw the new mouth poses based off the old ones. Then going back to the mouth library and tracing them over an empty drawing. I hope I explained that well, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. After I've done the line art of all the poses, I start filling in the base color. After I do the base color, I start adding gradients. Then I realize there is an issue. I can't use two cutters on a drawing. Let me explain why. A cutter is like a mask in Photoshop. If you haven't used the program before, it lets me keep my brushstrokes to the confines of an artwork I've already created. The way you do that in Toon Boom is with the node view. First we go down here to the node library and find a cutter, and we bring it on in here. We'll bring in a composite node and attach it here. Then we bring in an image we want to mask to our drawing and attach it to the little eye mask looking input and the composite. Double click on it to invert the mask. Then we bring in a blank layer we want to draw in, and you see it's masked to the drawing we want. However, you can't do two masks because when you do, it covers the original one. So how did I solve this issue? I did a mixture of different things, creating different color gradients in the same mask. I also changed the base color of the arms, legs, and feet to a gradient where I needed to make a cutter for the red splotches that I will add blending nodes to that are set to color dodge. Blending nodes have all the settings in Photoshop like multiply, overlay, and linear burn, and can be found in the node library. I also drew the red and yellow brush strokes in the gradient cutter. Finally, after many hours of work, I was done and ready to go get dinner. But oh wait, no it wasn't. But it's not too bad, I just had to color in the extra mouth poses I drew before. Then I should be done. But wait, I missed an entire pose. And at this moment, I start considering whether or not I really need this pose. And maybe I can just cover it with a smear. But eventually, after a couple days, I cave and I do the extra pose. One nice thing that I was able to do is use a lot of the other poses I did to make the new one. I duplicated a frame, copied and pasted it, and flipped it. Note, pressing the duplicate button or using the shortcut Alt-Shift-D is very important instead of just copying and pasting, because if you copy and paste those drawings but don't press the duplicate button, those drawings will be linked, and if you change one drawing, you change the other. And that's an issue I ran into when I forgot to do that at first. Okay, that was a lot, but I finally got through part 3 of making this clicker puppet. I hope you enjoyed it and it wasn't too confusing. If you did, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and the next video will follow me finishing this puppet. See you guys till then. Bye!